tulikuwa tuna date. It was just kama kawaida tu vile maneno ukua. We started living together. My life changed back on 17th of October 2012. So that's when I got banned. She dosed me with the paraffin and then akawash immediately. So by the time I realized, I was already banned.
Popote pale unapotazama channel ya SBS Salsha Betty Show, nataka nikusalimu. Habari za asubuhi, za mchana, za jioni, hata za usiku. And then I welcome you to our today's episode. Tuko na mgeni, atakuwa anajitambulisha ni nani, lakini kabla tujafika huko, nataka ujue kwamba in this channel tunaangazia yale mambo ambayo watu wamepitia, mambo tofauti kama ukatili wa kijinsia, mtu ambaye amefiwa, watu ambao wamepitia mambo maybe ya kunajisiwa na mambo kama hayo. Kama uko na story pia wasiliana nami kupitia kwa 0725276766 au 725276766 au tume jumbe kwenye email yangu ni bettysalsha@gmail.com. Leo tuko na mgeni, na kabla tujaanza, kama hujasubscribe kwenye channel hapo chini bofya subscribe and then weka kengele ili uweze kupata episodes zetu kama zitavofuatana. Alright, tuko na mgeni, atatusalimia, atuambie ni nani, atupatie story yake. It's a very deep story and that's why we are sharing it for the first time with you. My name is Salsha Betty, ukipenda SB. Karibu. Sasa Sam.
Asante sana.
Weka. Kofiti?
Niko fiti kabisa.
You look nice.
Thank you.
Una glow.
Nashukuru.
Aya, salimia mtazamaji kwanza.
Yes.
Umwambie jina lako and then we start.
Kwa majina naitwa Samuel Mulavu, ama kwa social zangu naitwa The Vulnerable Man. Utanipata kwa TikTok, utanipata kwa YouTube, utanipata kwa Facebook.
The Vulnerable Man.
Yes, The Vulnerable Man.
But why vulnerable?
Vulnerability is not about Samuel himself.
Okay.
It's about ni jina lenye linahusisha wanaume wote. Atumaanishi ya kwamba we are that fully endangered.
Weak.
Yeah, or weak, exactly. But it's a thing that men need to actually understand and come out clearly and speak about what they go through.
Okay. Yes. Right. Kama tulivyosikia tuko na Sam. Sam ni a victim ama ni mtu ambaye amepitia ukatili wa kijinsia au kipenda GBV. Kwa mara nyingi tunapatana na wanawake ambao wamepitia visa vya GBV, lakini leo tuko na mwanaume, and that's why I'm considering this episode very special. Sam, who are you?
I don't know how to describe fully myself, but I can say that I'm a hero, and I've come from far, and it wasn't an easy journey.
Okay.
But just giving a glimpse of what happened, my life changed back on 17th of October 2012. So that's when I got banned. My ex-girlfriend by then, tulikuwa tuna date. It was just kama kawaida tu vile maneno ukua. Tulikuwa tumejiona kama 9 months, a year, probably. And everything was just okay. Sikuweza kunotice kama kulikuwa na any red flags ama anything of that sort. So nilikuwa hustler by then Nairobi. Nowadays wanazita aluminium house, nilikuwa naishi kwa nyumba ya mabati. And I fell in love with her when I was young. I was only 20 years old.
Nice. Okay.
And from the background that I was raised on, ilikuwa more of a Christianity background. So I believed in doing the right thing, and not deviating from the way, especially my mom raised me, because she was very strict. I came to Nairobi at a very tender age after high school, through a cousin of mine. So she had a job offer for a security guard in Nairobi. So my first job in Nairobi was a security guard, actually.
Okay.
Then I used to live at a place, but it got to a point I was like, I'm now big enough I can rent myself a place. So I needed that freedom. So I moved out of a place. Then I started making friends. Yes, I'm 20. So when I moved out of a place, I started making friends in Nairobi now. Because of course you need some people you can hang out with. They show you around. So I met a good friend of mine. alikuwa anaitwa Gideon. We're still friends up to date.
Okay.
So Gideon knew a girl. They were not dating, they were friends. So me, I saw
an opportunity
for me. Tukaongea, tukaelewana. But it was a little bit not that straightforward. But so unajua tu maneno tu mkikatiana what happens. Kuna yes, no, yes, no, yes, no until one day we agreed on everything. So she was living with her auntie in Pipeline area. I moved from Pipeline. I went to live at an area called Syokimau. Kulikuwa na nyumba za mabati because it was near to where I was working.
Okay.
So I reduced on the cost of transport. We started living together. Everything was okay. That soon.
This after how many months?
3 months, I guess. It was around 3 months.
Too soon?
Too soon. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe I was young and dumb.
Naive, yeah.
Alafu nule mtu, she was my first love. Sikuwa nimependa mtu mwingine. So you're like, if I lose this one, then I will never get that opportunity again.
You went in with your all.
Exactly. So we started living together. But I don't know what happened in between. I don't remember at any time disrespecting her or doing anything that would hurt her. But she, if I remember well and I can recall, she used to do things that I could just ignore because uni mtu
uko in love kwanza, alafu you're young.
Yes.
Was she, how old was she? Like young?
She was also 20.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
okay.
She was also 20 by then. So ni zile vitu zinafanywa but you can't clearly pin down that they are hurting you, but it's actually doing more harm to you. It's damaging you. As time went on, because I used to work as a barman.
Okay.
So kuna time niko shift za mchana, kuna time niko shift za usiku. So by the time nimeenda shift za usiku, there's another man who comes to my place.
Your house?
In my house. That man actually was married. Kumbe walijuana wakati walikuwa wanaishi Pipeline. Me, I didn't know by then.
Do you have men who go to women's place up to, I mean, at this stage?
I wonder too.
Especially nyumba yenye uju. Okay, akikuja sikuna vitu zako?
Sure.
Alafu?
The narrative that was being there ilikuwa that she was living with a cousin.
Okay.
So the man had the confidence to come. So when the neighbors were telling me about all that, nilikuwa na ignore. I'm like, nyinyi hamtupendi, hamtutaki, you know, that kind of a thing. Yeah, wanatuonea wivu. So one day the guy called me himself. And he was like, you know, I love your cousin, I don't know what. So he's trying to actually trigger something in me, but I stayed calm. So I told him, okay, so what do you want me to do? He was like, I just wanted to meet you, then we agree on some things. And I no, I'm not in a position to meet you. For information, whoever you're calling my cousin is actually my girlfriend. So he was shocked. Kamuza, what do you mean? Yeah, that is what is happening. So the guy dropped, Ali hung up Simo. Then I immediately called back my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, that is.
Cousin now?
Cousin. So nikampigia simu and I told him, so and so has called me and this is the so he said, no, you know, I even don't know I got your number, you know, all those excuses and all. Okay, by the time I come home, you better have a good explanation. So when I got home, I didn't find her. She'd already left.
With her clothes, ama?
No, everything is just there.
Okay.
So I was worried because one, I don't know whether I've stressed her out, akatoroka, na sijui mtu wako wapi. Me mwenyewe in the area that we live, we are new. We had stayed there for like, I think 4-5 months. So asijui vitu mingi in that area. She didn't turn up that night. So I called a few friends of mine kuulizia, then they told me no, hajakuja huku. Okay, nikajipa tu moyo, nikasema okay, utarudi. So one day she called me akanambia alienda kwa auntie yake to sort out 3 or 4 days. I can't really remember the exact timings.
Okay.
Nilienda kwa auntie yangu, I saw you were furious and I thought you'll do something, but no, just come back, we talk. And she actually did because nilikuwa na off days mbili. So she came. We sat down and talked. So out of vile tu kukuwa na roho nzuri, I told her, me, I'm forgiving you, don't repeat this. Whatever you're doing on me.
Mko wachache wa kusamea mambo kama hayo.
So, but yeah, kusikia, she continued doing the same thing.
Same place.
Same place.
Now the guy is still coming.
He used to, but anampick.
Lakini ushamwambia
yes.
This is my girlfriend.
Yes.
Na bado anakuja.
Yes.
Wow, that's wrong.
Actually, the guy was married. I didn't know married people could do some things until now reality hit me.
Okay.
So he used to come anamchukua wanaenda nasikia tu, and I'm like, hapana, one day I'll get to the bottom of this story. So I got a call from a neighbor one day that so and so was around, and actually they're leaving now. So I took a motorbike, came and found them, and I confronted her. Cheki sister, whatever you're doing is wrong, and from now going forward, it's over between us.
The guy is there.
The guy is there.
He has guts.
The guy alikimbia akaenda. The lady akamfuata akaenda. So the lady came the next day. I don't know, she might have contacted someone within where we were living that I'm still in the house. So she came the next day at around 9 in the morning. So she tried to beg. Nikamwambia hapana, there is no way we can have this discussion. Mimi, I'm done with you. You just pack kitu yako iko kwa hii nyumba and you just go kwa auntie yako mahali ulikuwa unaishi. Kama siwezi rudi kwa auntie yangu, nishaharibu jina, sijui nini. A lot of stories. So it was like hapana, mimi, I'm done. So she requested she spends at my place that night, then she leaves the next day for home. Ushago now. I told her, you can, but I will be leaving. I cannot spend in the same house with you. Yes. So I left the house to a friend's place in Pipeline. Now the guy who introduced me to this chick.
Gidi. I remember his name.
So we had a conversation with Gidi almost overnight. Story. So the next day, mimi nikaamka tu nikaenda kwangu kama kawaida. She was still there. So she told me an affair. Nikamwambia, okay, so am I supposed to help you? She told me, just give me transport niende wapi? Home. I gave her 2,000 shillings. It was a lot of money by that time.
It
was a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Because my rent was actually 1,200 shillings.
Yeah.
That was my rent. So nikampatia 2K. I couldn't afford gas, although my cousin nikihama kwake, alikuwa amenipea gas. Yeye alikuwa amejiweza. And alikuwa amenipatia gas. Ikiwa imerefill. So the moment ilisha, sikuwa refill. So I bought a small stove that I used to cook with. So I used to be naenda petrol station ya mtungi ya 5 liter, you buy mafuta inakulast the whole of that month. So mafuta nimetumia imebaki kiasi. So sasa nimeitoa kwa the mtungi, nimeweka kwa chupa. A Coca-Cola bottle ya 500 ml. Because it is easier now kuweka kwa stove.
Exactly.
I remember that day there was no matchbox in my house. There wasn't. So kwa akili yake, she was like, you either accept me or you die. That is what is in her mind. Yes. But you see, when now she tried ranting and saying things, I didn't take them seriously. Yeah. So it's like, huyu tu ataongea ni mauchungu, ata calm down, atatoka tu aende. So akarant, akasema vitu, akatoka akaenda kwa duka. By that time, me had gone to shower and came back. Sasa na change, ndio by the time wanatoka nifunge nyumba na mimi niende job.
Uende kazi.
Kumbe ameenda kwa shop kubai matchbox. Unfortunately, the guy told him, but then matchbox was 2 shillings, 3 shillings. There's no way 1,000 bob, nitatoa 2 shillings or 3 shillings. And then I can't give you on credit because she wasn't known.
Ni wewe mwenyeji.
That area. Mimi ningeenda ningepewa such a thing. So akakatazwa. Akarudi. So on our way aliingia kwa jirani. Akamwomba nini? Matchbox. Of course utamkataza.
Yeah,
anataka kuwasha tu nichemshe maji, maybe nipike chai nini. Just a norm. Akapatiwa ile matchbox. So on our way coming, mimi nilikuwa nishamaliza kuvaa, but I had put on a jeans and a nylon t-shirt. And then nilo na kwangu umekaa siku hata na bed. Kwa mattress. So nimekaa tu kwa mattress chini flat. And then I felt like acha nilale kidogo as she finalizes packing
what she's doing.
And then she leaves. Actually everything was ready. It was just a matter of I think a sweater or something of that sort. And she came back to the house. So on our way,
hii time ameenda kwa duka. Amesema ameenda?
Hajasema ametoka tu.
Ametoka tu.
Yes. So to my assumption is maybe ametoa one of her bags maybe.
Wow.
So sikuchukua whether it will be something serious. So the story about the matchbox kukatazwa kwa duka, I overheard it later. Now after yes, that's when now the story came out that hata alikuwa kwa duka akitafuta nini matchbox.
Wow.
So when alienda kwa the neighbor, aliomba matchbox akapewa. So on our way I overheard saying that alimuita Mama Mwangi, unajua naweza ua. So Mama Mwangi laughed. Kumuuliza, Lucy, unaweza ua nini? Hata kuku unashindwa kuchinja.
Oh, that's her name?
Yeah, that's her name.
Interesting.
Lucy, hata kuku unashindwa kuua. Mtu ndio utaweza. Mimi naweza ua hata mtu. So you know it's a conversation that is engaging and it doesn't sound serious or alarming to me. It's not triggering anything.
Lakini unaisikia.
But naisikia. I could overhear that conversation. So akakuja kwa nyumba. Immediately she entered the house. Mimi nilikuwa sasa niko kwa mattress, nimelala tu, but my legs ziko kwa floor, but the upper part of the body is on the mattress. Okay. So aliingia, aliweka hiyo mafuta hata kwa kikombe.
Unamuona?
No, I didn't see.
Uko tu zako.
Because the way hiyo mafuta nilimwagiwa, it wasn't from chupa. It was something that was done like
maybe aliweka.
Maybe aliacha ameweka. Then akaenda. I don't know. Because part of the evidence, there was a cup that was smelling paraffin. So she dosed me with the paraffin and then akawasha immediately. So by the time I realized, I was already burning. So all the way from the neck to a little bit to the stomach and then to parts of my leg and also the hands. I tried kupiga nduru nione whether anyone will come in. The lady said washatoroka. So mattress imeshika moto. A curtain that I used to separate inside the bedroom and the other things zishawaka moto. So the only thing that I could do was to just kuamka. Kuna maji ilikuwa kwa nyumba. Nikachukua tu na ndoo nikajimwagilia. And that's how nilimanage kuzima hiyo moto. Then akakimbia. But alishikwa na mob. From there I don't know what happened. I just found myself in an hospital. That's all I can remember.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got admitted at Shalom Hospital at the river for close to a month and a half. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
So I got admitted. The only contact I could remember was Gide's and my cousin's contact. So I gave them out. They were contacted. They came to the hospital. They found me there. I don't know what I was even thinking about or even telling them what really happened.
Vitu zili happened.
Quickly. Yeah. Then I got discharged from that hospital. I went back home because I needed someone to take care of me. I think that was my first time to see my mom cry in an hospital. That was also my first time to see my dad emotional. I've never seen my dad akiwa emotional. He's a very strong man. But I could clearly see, I could feel that they weren't okay. So before I got discharged, the police from Mlolongo police station came to record a statement.
Okay.
Lucy was already ashashikwa kwa cell. But they needed something to hold her father kwa cell. That is my statement now.
Okay.
I couldn't write because my hands were all head wounds. Nilikuwa na vidonda kwa mikono singeandika, so I could only say, and then they were
what
writing.
Happened,
yes. Yeah. 2 weeks before my discharge, she was released on grounds that we don't know to date.
Up to date.
Up to date. So now after I got discharged, I decided to focus more on my education. That is part of physiotherapy. Now the surgeries began from there because I developed what we call contractures. So shingo ilipona nikashikana hivi, mikono ilipona vibaya pia nikashikana hivi. So at any time if I need something or I need to turn, someone has to really support me.
Ama you turn with your whole body.
Ama I turn with my whole body.
Kai.
The medication was very expensive. The procedures were very expensive. The first procedure was actually sponsored. I still thank my sister to date. She overheard on radio some organization that was doing more of cleft palates. Then she called on my behalf and said, my brother, ako hivi na hivi na hivi, could you please assist him? Then they said, okay, let him come to our facility. We see. I had to travel all the way to Kericho.
So you can...
So that they can actually physically see what is happening. I didn't have a smartphone that I can send pictures or any communication. So my mom financed me. I went all the way to Kericho. They saw everything. I told them the story. And then that's how the first surgery was done, free of charge. Now from there, that is when I realized that reconstructive surgery is more of, it cannot be done on once naiisha. So it's a process. So they released one hand, ikakuwa free, and part of the neck. But the more I grow, the more zinaenda iki cramp again.
Kama zinashikana.
Yes, so inakuwa tight again. So I have to go again for another kurelease. The second procedure was also done in Kericho, but that one I had gotten a job somewhere. Nikalipa part of it, and the other a part was paid by NHIF.
Wait, step by step. This time you're doing all these surgeries. Are you in touch with her? Has she reached out? Anything?
No.
Naongea? Do you know what's going on?
No.
With her now, penyako?
No. I'm all alone. The second procedure, tukalipa. That procedure I also paid. It's still part of releasing contractures. So up to now, nimefanyiwa 8 surgeries as we speak.
8.
The major ones were done last year.
This is since 2012?
This is not...
Up to now?
The first surgery was done actually in 2013. The second one was done also in 2013. The third one was done in 2015.
Kai.
Fourth 2015 and fifth 2015. 2016 nikafanyiwa moja, the 61. So from there I could now feel that there is a little bit of flexibility on my joints and on my neck.
Your neck, yeah.
From last year, that's when now the same thing now reoccurred again. The contractures became actually more tighter and tighter because the way the parts were, I mean, the grafts were placed, I think we didn't give them, the surgeon or whoever was doing it didn't give them enough space to actually give that room for growth.
Yeah.
So iliekwa, and that's all.
That's all.
Then probably...
And then you know you are still growing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we didn't give a focus of the future because I'm growing.
Yeah.
So last year, that's when I started developing again the same complications. So my right hand couldn't move. It was so difficult. The neck became so tight to a point of my tonsils were being affected. And again, nikimeza kitu, nasikia ugumu. Wakumeza. It was so tight. Same, ikafika mahali nikakaa ni kama nimejikunja.
Tena.
Because this part is so tight, this part is so flexible, and I need room ndo ni rest. So the weight yote ikakuja hapa, inabidi if I sit down, there is a position I have to be ndo nikuwe comfortable. There are some positions I can't sit. There are some things I couldn't do. When I'm driving, if I have to look at my side mirrors, sometimes I'm forced to turn completely. I don't know, that is endangering my life and the other road users' life.
Yes.
So that's when I visited one of the surgeons in Nairobi, and they advised me that the only way we can solve that problem is through a surgery. The mistake I did, I thought gym will solve that issue. I enrolled for a gym. But actually I was...
You know, we are dealing with scars.
Yes. Actually, I was damaging my tissues more. My issue was not more of weights. It was an issue of surgical, and then I can do the weights later.
Okay.
So that you become more flexible. But I didn't know. So mimi nikaendea gym kwanza. So nikakuwa nimeumia. I have ruptured tissues and... So the surgeon advised we have to do a procedure. and we have to do a deposit. The quotation was 722,000 shillings, and we have to do 50% of that. I didn't have any money. So
Son, God loves you.
I had to form a WhatsApp group.
Wow.
And during the same process, that's when I knew my true friends were. So we managed to fundraise around 250,000. I spoke to my employer. They topped up something. Insurance topped up something, and NHIF topped up something. So we deposited the amount, and then the procedure was done. Amid the procedure, another complication came in. So
what happened?
The surgeon was supposed to do a grafting. Unfortunately, on seeing me now for the second time, he decided a graft will not work out for you.
Okay.
Because you've done 6 procedures on grafting.
Yes.
So you cannot do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. So the only thing we can do is now to do what we call a flap. So it took me through a flap now. So a flap is whereby they harvest a tissue from one of your areas. And then,
a tissue is now the flesh.
Yes. So they will have to harvest it. Itoke na veins zake, iconnectiwe na one of the blood vessels directly to where the scar is. So they had to create a scar first. Alafu izibwe na the flap. So it was done from my hand, my right hand side. Katolewa, then ikaconnectiwa directly mpaka hapa. That was a procedure that took 4.5 hours. So I was taken to the ward after the procedure, but another complication came in. During the same process, I think part of negligence from the hospital played a bigger role. I started bleeding. Nobody was there to help me. My wife had just left back to the home.
Wait, hatujafika huko. Hapa katikati you didn't tell me you got a wife. Okay. So wow, you gave it a second chance, and this time it worked.
I gave it so many chances to a point of I gave up at some point. Then ikafika mahali, I was like, the people I hate the most are the people I will definitely need at some point. It got to a point I couldn't speak to my sisters.
Why?
They are women. They are bad. They are bad.
Oh no.
Like what a woman can tell me now. Like I had that hatred in me. I had not let it go. So she had left to akaenda kwa nyumba kidogo, so that because it was a full day of vitu mob, so she needed to rest and then come back the next day in the morning. So the nurses were not around, the doctor was not around.
And you're bleeding.
Na bleed peke yangu. Sina nguvu naweza finya bell and want to come and help me. So one of the cleaners alikuwa anapita, najaribu kutoa sauti, haiwezi toka mob because I'm in a lot of pain. So I think alisense na kakama. So alitoka tu mbio akaenda akawaita. They found me in a pool of blood.
And you're in the hospital?
I'm in the hospital. So they cleaned me up, they called the surgeon. Now, the problem that hospital, I think the doctor on call or whoever did, was to stitch a vein. So I started to have a backflow of the blood.
Yeah. Okay.
That backflow affected me. I became dark na nikafura mwili yote. Sikuwa na notice. So when my wife came the next day in the morning, she was like, no, sikukuacha ukikaa hivi. What happened? Na nikajaribu kumuelezea, nilikuwa na black anambia, but umefura uso, umefura miguu, umefura kila part. Me, I can't feel mali nimelala, I can't. So she called the doctor na akamwambia, I need explanations on what is going on here. So I gave her my phone, akamwambia, call the surgeon himself. So the surgeon sent another doctor to come and check on me. So when the doctor came, ali unstitch. And within a period of 1 hour, nilirudi normal. So after 2 days, the surgeon immediately discharged me. He told that hospital, discharge that guy. Na akuje kwa kliniki yangu. That's why sometimes when I see some facilities, I feel like, no. There are some good doctors and there are some doctors who clearly don't know what they are doing. They're just there for money. So when I was discharged, nilienda hospitali yake Kilimani, then I started now the care from that position. Now, I was supposed to go for a liposuction after that because it was bumpy. I was supposed to go for a liposuction. They remove the fat, then ikuwe flat. Okay? It couldn't be done. Why? I'm still connected with that vein. You can clearly see it here. So first thing was to separate it. Remember, this part yote ilikuwa imefunikwa. Okay? Hiyo kufunikwa ilikuwa imefunikwa na bandage. So haikuwa supposed kukuwa exposed. So the time ilikuwa exposed, one part had picked, the other part was dead. One part was black, the other part was ilikuwa imepick my skin color.
Kuna ile imework,
yes,
and then the other part
is
died.
Dead. Yes.
Okay.
So now another procedure is recommended. Because this is a dead tissue that needs to be removed or else you'll get a serious infection.
Wow.
Because already ishaanza kutoa nini? Pus. It's dead. There is no blood supply, there is no nothing. And it's still attached to me. So another procedure is recommended, but now the surgeon recommends me to his senior. So visit his clinic.
Wait, before we get there, how are you managing now with the finances? These are major surgeries, you know. Si kidogo.
It got to a point we almost sold everything in the house. Because now you are on medical leave, you're not getting a salary. Your friends who can only contribute little. I have no assets that I can say I will commit this, and after the procedure nitawalipa polepole and get back my asset. I have nothing. So we had to talk to the hospital that they give us a grace period
to pay.
But first they sort out the problem.
The problem, yeah.
Now that reminded me of the first procedure that was done in Kericho. I had a contact of a certain lady who was sponsoring those procedures. She's in the USA as we speak. So I dropped a text. She responded like, hey, have you been in any story? Then I sent her photos and then she was like, wow, what is going on again? So I tried giving her the story, blah, 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 blah. She told me, just send me the quotation. So send her a quotation. Now the second procedure costed us 900,000. So I sent her the quotation, and then she sent us 300,000 shillings. So now I'm worried about where I'm going to get the next 500,000.
You're not even worried about the success of your surgeries?
It is already damaged. It's already given.
How is your mental health at this point now?
Well, I think my wife was here to tell you, we had to really go through a lot. We had to talk to a lot of people. I had to sit with my cousins sometimes and cry. You know, haikuwa rahisi. If I really have to go into details, I'll be making some other people feel like hawajapitia. But everyone has been through their problem and their issues, and
that's why tunasema kila mtu ni shujaa kivyake.
Exactly. I would just wake up kwa kitanda na kaa chini na lia peke yangu. Hakuna kitu nimefanyiwa, but just the trauma itself. And then I'm imagining the pain. And then you might go to theater and not come back alive. Because these are major procedures.
Yes.
When she sent, we deposited the amount. Then I tried talking to other friends of mine. Then we contributed. So the hospital agreed that they will do the procedure. Then we pay later.
Pole. Okay.
So the second procedure, the 8th procedure, now was what they call a free flap. A free flap is whereby they now harvest the wool of a muscle or a tissue.
Acha tuzite flesh ama nyama.
Flesh. So they harvest a wool flesh from an area with its veins, with its arteries, with its blood vessels, everything. And then it is transferred to that area. After they have created another scar.
They have to create, then they get, then they fix.
Then they fix. Okay? So the procedure was scheduled for 6 hours at Da Vinci Medical Center in Kilimani.
Okay.
But it took 10 hours. 10 good hours in theater. I don't know what is going on. So they did it. Then I was nilidungwa madawa zingine za kulala for another 2 days.
How did they do it?
Now, according to how the surgeon was explaining it to me, because I really interact with them well. I need to know what you're going to do to my body. I need to know what is the name of the
because this is
procedure,
extreme.
how long it's going to take. In case of anything, what happens? You know, those kind of questions. But the surgeon was very friendly. He opened up and told me everything, but he told me I shouldn't be scared that I will not wake up. Because he's not touching on major organs.
Okay.
He's just on my skin. And that was a third degree burn, by the way. That degree may affect the, what you call, the inner part of the skin now. It's affected. So they harvested the part from my right thigh, around 50, I think it was 57, 58 centimeters long, and then deep an inch. So they took the whole of that part. Yes. Took the whole of that part. Then they had created a scar here. Then they were using the microscopic miwanis because it was so intense that you cannot clearly see what you're doing. So they harvested the whole of that part and then wakaishonelea hapa. And then
it's simple.
It doesn't look simple, but it is, because
it's not simple.
That was the only way that could have sorted the problem that I had with movement and flexibility of my neck. Then on this side, they did what we called a Z plastic. A Z plastic ni inakatwa to create that space, and instead of kushona na juu, inashonwa na ndani. Okay? Inashonelewa side ya ndani, so you can't clearly see
wameshona hivi.
Yeah, imeshonwa the other way around. But you can feel there's something done hiyo ndani. So that really made the hand become more flexible again, because it was kinda inafika level hapo.
But it's okay.
But it is okay.
Okay.
So after the procedure nikadungwa another dawa, sijui waliitaje, because I was not supposed to move for at least 48 hours. That is at the ward. So there's a way you're supposed to be placed in the bed, cushions and all that. Then you have a doctor every hour coming in to check on you, checking whether the blood flow, there's actually a blood flow, the response and all that. I can hear that is Sasha speaking, but I can't raise my hand because niko kama zombie.
Ni kama mtu akiwa amelala, kuna ka state mtu ujipata, you can feel movements, but you can't move.
Exactly.
I would hate to be in that position. Walai,
I could hear that is my wife speaking. Tunaongea, but ukiniuliza the next minute chenye nimemwambia sikumbuki.
Unaongea?
We had a conversation.
Yeah. You were speaking?
Yes. And then you have to be put on the strongest painkillers, you know.
Pain,
because of the pain. We had to endure all that. So I was discharged again. Nikaenda home. Checkups every 2 days.
Yep.
You have to get someone to drive you to the hospital. You can't use public transport. That is another cost.
This is financially draining.
Yes. Wow. Going to the clinic, you part around with 10,000-15,000 per visit, because kuna dawa, kuna what do you call the doctor's fee and all that, zile vitu wametumia clean. So 10 to 15,000 per visit. That's again a financial burden.
Yes, extreme.
So after that nikaanza kujikaza sasa tu polepole, nikaanza kurudi back to my feet, kuanza kutembea, kujifanyisha tizi polepole, and here I am today.
I see you.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of you.
It's been a long journey.
Walai, I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're not just a hero. You are amongst the few people when you tunaweza sema wamepitia. At some point, did you feel like giving up?
I did. In 2014, at around November, I got to a point where I couldn't afford the third procedure that I was supposed to undergo. Sina do, sina your support system, niko kivyangu. I took poison.
Sam.
Thank God I couldn't find anything. I expected to wake up dead,
ni mtoto wa Mungu.
But niliamka alive.
Oh yeah.
I told my mom, like, I did something yesterday and I'm wondering how am I.
It didn't
Una
work.
feel ni kama uko dunia yako, hawa watu ni kama hawakufeel.
Yes, I mean,
because what my expectation was totally different from after nimetekio hiyo poison. Nilikuwa na expect ni hivyo nimeenda but the next day I wake up and I'm still
unapata uko hapa.
Then I told myself I don't think I should be doing this.
Absolutely.
Let me just endure the pain. Let me just push myself. Let me do what is necessary just to get where God anataka nifike.
Thank you.
If I get to that point, well and good. If I don't, well and good.
So now, Sam, kabla tujaendelea, hapo awali ulikuwa umesema there was a point, at some point you hated women, even your close people. But now, at another point, you're telling me you have a wife. Now, from the first girlfriend, who is your first love, up to now that you have a wife, how was your dating life? And how did you get to now to a point that you feel now you can give it a chance to an extent of getting a family?
It wasn't an easy task. I had to undergo different types of girls. I can't recall how many. It was quite a number because I'd like given up. I don't care what happens. So we meet. Kila mtu afanye shughuli yake, and that's all. I have no feelings for anyone. Like I'm just there. Then I met other type of a girl that was attached to me because of what happened to me, but not as who I am. It is about akiwoshie na kurumia, sijui kama kuna mtu anaweza kupenda ukiwa hivyo. So they fall in love because of who I am. Not who I am, but because of
what happened
to me. Then you get to another person who is with you but cannot introduce you to their friends. They are afraid.
Why?
How will they actually say this is my boyfriend? You don't look presentable. You meet someone else. I met someone else actually who is well off, who has everything, but the only thing they need from me is just to finance me nikuwe tu, but nisiweonekana mahali. So you find yourself in these situations. Now maybe I'm just having fun. I don't care at the end of the day. Then I started going to church. I started listening to gospel a lot. I started talking to people. I went back to my cousin because she's actually a psychologist. And now we started deriving at some things. So she would treat me first kama mtoto wake when we are talking. The second thing, atanitreat kama brother wake. The third thing, atanitreat kama mimi
as a friend.
The stranger.
Okay.
Alafu atanitreat at the same time
as
kama a friend. Okay. So hizo situations zote inabidi ni open up. Then
this is now your first time to open up.
Yes, that is my first now to open up. But I'm not opening up fully because now gopa intimidation.
Okay.
Okay, how will you take it? Unaona? So niko limited. Chenye na namwambia. Even to the church, the people I'm interacting with. Unapata I cannot disclose everything because napimia. Why? When you look historically kwa society, there is how the mwanaume amewekwa. I should be offering solutions, not looking for solutions. I should already have in my mind that I should
maybe just on that, do you feel like the society in a way inaweza kuwa imechangia kwa visa ambavyo vinawakumba wanaume, sio kama wanawake, because a man, there is a way a man is expected to stay or to act by the society. Do you feel like the society in a way has pushed men maybe to be in vulnerable states because hawafai kujiongelelea, they're not supposed to speak out, you know?
I would say 100% yes. Why? The man is the head of the family.
Yes.
He's the head of the family. So what happens to the head? It's supposed to take care of you, not complain at any given time. When you complain, inachukuliwa you are weak. You don't know what you're doing. When a man is going through an issue or a problem or something that really is giving them difficultness and they need to look for solutions, it's not taken seriously. What are the words that are being used? Man up. Don't be a boy. Kuwa mwanaume. You've not helped me. You just given me slogans. but you've not helped me with my problem. I come to you telling you that I'm having an issue with my wife. I'm having an issue with my girlfriend. So I need a solution from you, or how can we settle this issue? But you're telling me that you are a man. So, nifanye? Nidu? Nimpige?
You die in your situations. Wow.
You die with your situations. So a man has not been given that platform by the society to express himself. It is always you are a man, jipange. Look at how some of the issues are handled even by the courts, or even when you seated with your girls or somewhere else. Just listen to the kind of discussion that is happening. You realize that a man is just brought to the world to pay bills, and that's all. Whether you have money or don't have, me nataka and nataka. I don't care whether you'll get it or you'll not get it. So that was the whole process that I went through with my dating life. Then when I met my wife, we met at our workplace. She was my junior.
Well, finally successful. Hizi stories were successful.
Yeah. So she was sent nimtrain by now my overall boss. Me, I didn't see my junior. Me niliona wife from day one. Wow. We started having a conversation, hivyo kidogo. Then she was a church girl, so she would easily understand me. Yes. Sometimes I would call, sometimes I would not call her. She's okay. At the end of the day, na report home say so. He can do whatever he wants. It got to a point now we started to become serious. We started dating. By then, she doesn't know what happened to me.
You've not told her?
I've never told her.
Is she seeing the scars?
She just seeing the scars, and then nile assumption ya mse maybe alichomeka tu na gas.
Ama accident, you know.
Ama accident, so that assumption.
Lakini hujafikia mahali pa kumwambia?
Sijafikia.
Okay.
Because I was again kinda skeptical. Utaichukulia aje? Kwa sitaki mtu anipende kwa sympathy.
Na pia unaogopa unaweza kumwambia akakutoka.
Na pia nitoke. Tulikaa I think a year. That's when now she asked me, by the way, what happened to you? Because she went through my Facebook na akaona the things I was posting. And then you get concerned. Huwezi kuwa motivational speaker bure. Huwezi kuwa na post vitu kama hizi bure. Something must have triggered you to do that. Then I opened up nikamwambia. Yes, sure, go. Niyo tu, sawa, I'll support you in anything.
Wow.
And we've been through together from 2018 December to date. Tunapanda, tunakuwa na ups za maisha, tunarudi chini, tunafika mahali, tunakosana kidogo, we pick up, and life goes on. But one thing I appreciate about her is she's been so supportive, especially emotionally.
Big up to her.
And that period yote ya the procedures, because nilikaa nje almost 6 months, but we were able to eat, we were able to pay rent, we were able to do, yani to live like a normal family. Sometimes, you know, I need to be moved from the bed. It's done.
And she's there.
I need to be taken to the hospital.
That's your angel.
Yeah. She has to find a way of how I'm going to get to the hospital. We don't even manage. She goes to the doctors and anambia chekini. Umse hakuna vile nitaenda nayo makikai. So either give me a solution. Tunado. But we still pay. And that's how tumekuwa.
Talk to somebody who is there stuck. Kuna watu wamekwama kwenye ndoa, mahusiano, hayasongi, hayana mwelekeo kwa ufupi. What can you tell them? Especially a man who is afraid of coming out and be, oh, you are a weak man, you know? Ama mtu anaogopa akishatoka aseme, you know, I'm going through issues with my wife or with my family, anaogopa watu watamjudge. Utamwambiaje?
Nowadays, or maybe, people are used to toxic relationships. You're just used to it. Because it started from the moment you started dating or you started living together or the moment you started being together. And being toxic or being that kind of a person mwenye tu unataka kufanya vitu vivyako, it might work for you, but it's not working out for the other partner.
For the other person, yeah.
So what happens? Is it something that can be sorted? No. Yes? Okay. Well, how can it be sorted? between the both of you? Yes or no? Okay, do you involve other party? Yes. Speaking is one of the way. Communication is one of the way. By the way, hapo nifanye poa. How well can we tuache hizi tu vituko kidogo kidogo? If something keeps persisting, then that is not the right channel. You've tried all the things that you could na ziwaka. Jitoe. There's no need of forcing yourself to a person who doesn't love you, who doesn't want to be with you. At this tomorrow, no. Tomorrow you might not be there.
You've talked of something like toxic. Kuna watu wanapitia hizo toxic, traits, lakini hawazioni kwa sababu unasema watu wamezoea. That's when you come and ask, what are some of the red flags mtu anafaa kuona alafu anaanza kuwa makini na ule mtu ambaye anakaa naye?
Being toxic, it's in a different way.
Yes.
Someone goes mute on you for weeks. They're not speaking to you. What are they thinking? What are you thinking yourself?
And you're living in the same house?
Living in the same house. Wow. Someone is able to have as many girlfriends or boyfriends as they want. You just seated there. That one day they will change.
They don't change.
They might.
They don't. They might, but chances are they will not change. Yeah.
But you look at your worthiness and the value that you bring also in the relationship. Someone is beating you up.
And it starts
even if there is a reason, you don't need to raise a hand and beat someone. That's part of being toxic.
Kuna watu wanasema just on the same something happens, then unasikia somebody provoked me. Wewe ulini provoke ndo nikakupiga. What do you think of that?
You might be provoked. How do you handle your emotions? How do you handle your anger? Sometimes I myself, I get to some situations I decided I'd just walk out of the house and just walk niende. I'll come back when things zime calm down. What if that emotion nifanye something that I'll regret later?
Yes.
Or something that will destroy my life completely. We've seen people in committee. We've seen Langata women's. You listen to some people how they ended up being there. It is a simple thing that could have been controlled.
Yes,
by just walking out. Very simple. But you
by
find
just walking out,
by just walking out. Wacha mtu apige kelele arant vile anataka, but you've solved something that ingekucost 50 or 100 years of your life.
Or even your life.
Even with the whole of your generation.
Yes.
Just walk out.
Walk out.
If something is not working, wacheni kuforce issues. It's just simple. People meet later, talk, discuss, wanarudiana, and life goes on. But being in a situation whereby you feel that you're actually that vulnerable, you don't need to be there.
Yes. Correct. Aya, kuna watu wanaogopa wakishatoka, and especially people with children, and this one is general, even women or both women and men. Kuna watu wanaogopa starting over. How is the starting over journey, especially for a person like you now, who has now embraced the family setup and you're comfortable, you're seeing it work? What would you tell them?
A family setup, especially when the kids are involved, it also becomes a challenge.
Yes.
But again, you look at your life, maisha yako. Maisha yako ni muhimu as much as maisha ya mtu mwingine ni muhimu, as much as maisha ya watoto ni muhimu.
True.
But you live in a marriage or in a relationship whereby you are abused every day. That's because of the kids.
Niko naye kwa sababu ya watoto.
Niko naye kwa sababu ya watoto. Okay, hao watoto, God forbid, hawako. Then
wow. Thank you. Kuna mtu wako pale, it's a man who is looking for a shoulder to lean on, or a person to at least ampatie nguvu, or even a way to reach you. Tunakupataje?
Niko available social media, like I said. And actually I am revamping my YouTube channel so that I can engage more with men and have topics that will really help men.
More of a man cave.
Yeah, it's more of a man cave, but you're so free to join. Because we're trying to do away with the gender-based violence.
Yes.
And when you look at the society again, issues za man as
they're not being,
a woman has been assaulted, a woman blah blah blah, alipigwa na bwanake, fanyika hivi. You never hear a man, and if it happens it's once, and then you get bullied, especially on social media.
Yes.
You get bullied mpaka you're like, why did I even start?
Mpaka wale wengine wanaogopa.
When you look at my TikTok, I get
TikTok handles zote sasa utatuambia.
I got some guys, I posted my story kidogo, and then I paused. Then I posted some other photos nikiwa mahali. Then I went ahead and commented on a certain page. But my comment was taken negatively, and then someone was like, kama hii ndo akili uko nayo, endelea kuchomeka. And then
please, let's not normalize such harsh words or insensitive comments, please.
You don't know what the other person is going through. The other day I also did the same, and then someone was like, we need to hear the other side of the story. Okay, are you a judge? Okay,
and then
what
after
are you gonna do?
After you hear the other side of the story, by the way, before we finish that, up to date, there is no action that has been taken against the lady. Do you know anything about where she is right now?
Now let me take you back to 2020. I was going through my Facebook Messenger. I rarely check on my Facebook Messenger. Then I found a message from 2020 from someone who looked like they know me sana. Then ilikuwa ni zile za una request, then you accept, then you can chat. So nika accept. Then alikuwa ameandika, hello, I miss you. I was like, ay. Nikaandika, okay, who is this? Then they introduced themselves. Naitwa Lucy. So I first look at my phone, and then I was like, okay, is it the same Lucy I'm thinking about, or is that different Lucy?
Lucy, yes.
So I had to tap niangalie profile. The profile picture ilikuwa imewekwa I think ni kafla or something. Okay, that didn't give me much details. So I started now going through the page. Then I found her photos. So immediately I left my house, nikaenda kwa kazini yangu. It's not far where she lives. Then nikamuonyesha. Then she told me, the only thing that will help you heal easily is to engage this woman. And go ahead and engage her. And if you don't have that energy, give me that phone, I will engage her. And I told her, no, let me do it. Kachukua simu. Kamuandikia, I miss you too.
Sam.
And now the conversation began. Where are you? She told me she was in Mombasa. Told her, okay. What are you doing? I said, blah, 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 story mingi, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, what do you miss about me? Then she was like, are you really asking me these questions? Like, yeah, I need to know. It's been years. I need to know.
8. If I'm not wrong, yes.
Mwanaume wangu ukaniforce. I took some of the photos nikiwa theater. And then I sent to her. And then I asked her, I need you to explain to me what you missed there. Because this was me 2 weeks ago kwa theater. Do you know the response she gave me? So that you know some people do some things intentionally. Like they never regret anything. That I'm not ready to have a civil conversation with her. And I can as well block her. So nilisikia kikitu kimenipanda. Sijui niongee, sijui nimjibu, sijui nifanye nini. So I showed it to my cousin and she was like, that is enough. You've achieved the goal.
Ameona. Lakini labda hatishiki.
It doesn't matter.
Wow. So she's free up to date.
So what happened is when she was released, I wrote a letter to DPP requesting a review of that case. Because according to me, I was never heard. I was never called to any court to give my story. Ilisha tu hivyo. So I wrote a letter. DPP referred me to they recalled actually the file from Lolongo and another file from Mavoko Law Court. They went through the file. Now they wrote back to me that civil section what do kesi kotini for lack of evidence. So I wrote back to them.
And this
exactly. So I wrote back to them that I was never given my freedom of expression. I was never given that time to explain because during that time msichana aliachiliwa, I was still in hospital.
Oh yeah.
I never even had a chance kusimama kotini to explain this is Samuel and this is what happened. There wasn't that opportunity for me.
Lakini wewe ni shujaa.
So
that's the most important thing, yeah.
So I've been following up. No matter what happens, whether justice will be served or not,
haki itapatikana.
I feel okay.
Tumalize social media zako. Mtu atakupataje?
TikTok naitwa The Vulnerable Man.
The Vulnerable Man.
Yes. YouTube also The Vulnerable Man. Kwa Facebook you'll also find me. I have a Facebook page. It's new. Inaitwa pia The Vulnerable Man. But my initial account inaitwa Cycling Betty. which has now more of the details.
Okay.
Yes.
But your main handles right now ni the vulnerable man.
The vulnerable man.
Thank you, Sam.
Yes.
Wewe ni shujaa.
Thank you.
Kivyako.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy that you've shared this journey with us.
Sure.
I hope it inspires somebody out there. Na mtu labda atakuwa na maswali, mtu anaogopa kutoka, atapata nafasi ya kujitoa kwa vitu ambavyo labda amekwama. Sure. And even maybe people want to reach you, either to support you or to seek for guidance. Sure. Inshallah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right, thank you so much for watching this special episode ambayo ni ukatili wa kijinsia, na si kwa wanawake sasa, ni kwa wanaume. Leo tumepatana na shujaa, na kumbuka pia wewe ni shujaa kivyako. Kama uko na story ambayo ungependa tujue au to share with other people, look for me through my email bettysalsha@gmail.com, or you call me 0725 276-766. We meet again in the next episode. Na basi kama uja subscribe, by the way, ingia pale hapo tu chini, finya subscribe, then weka kengele on so you can get all the notifications for our new episodes. If you have a new story that you'd like to share with us, ama uko na kitu ambacho ungependa tujue or to share with other people, nitafute kupitia kwa email yangu ni bettysalsha@gmail.com, ama unipigie simu 0725276766 au 725276766. Kila siku nakumbusha kwamba wewe ni shujaa kivyako. This is SBS with Salsha Betty. See ya.